Greetings and Merry Christmas to all from yours truly. I'm here to recap the Christmas Eve game between the Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs. How many of y'all remember that 2018 season? Because I remember it pretty well. I remember the Chiefs had 4 losses. 3 out of those 4 losses, in my opinion, were very easily preventable. However, there was one true loss in which the Chiefs just were genuinely outplayed from start to finish. That one loss in 2018 was against the Seattle Seahawks. So for the first time since that match 4 years ago, they play each other once again. This time at Arrowhead Stadium, this time with a completely different quarterback. Both teams have changed so much since then. But the Seahawks aren't necessarily a bad team this year. I mean, they're still in the playoff hunt. They came into this game with a 7-7 record, which for today's NFL isn't even that bad. So, how will the Chiefs play the Seahawks? I mean, obviously they're favorites in this game, but again, the Seahawks, they're not that bad. Let's get into this one, shall we? You know, the Chiefs actually start off with the ball, and they went 3 and out so quickly that by the time I turned my TV on, I was only a minute late to the game. I turned my TV on, and the Seahawks have the ball, so I just had assumed that they started with the ball. No, the Chiefs just did 3 really quick plays and went 3 and out in 45 seconds. The Seahawks would get the ball back, and they punt after 4 plays. The Chiefs received the ball. They would go downfield and get the touchdown. It's Kadarius Toney for the Chiefs. His second touchdown with us, actually his second career touchdown, both with the Chiefs, but it's encouraging to see this. He was on a very limited snap count last week, his first game back from injury, and he gets quite an impressive touchdown here, made a couple of really nice jukes to find his way into the end zone. It's 8 yards, Harrison Butker, hold your breath. The extra point is good. You know, for the Chiefs, they don't have like a bona fide number 1 receiver per se. Somehow, McCole Hardman is officially the number 1 receiver, but he's been on injured reserve for the last couple of weeks. Whether you believe that the Chiefs are better off without him, I'll let you make that decision. The Chiefs have done just fine without him. But I mean, when you're constantly passing to guys like Juju and MVS, and then you get an occasional drop, it's really nice to see Kadarius Toney hop into the playing field as a wide receiver, because you're hoping that this is what you need for success down the road. So it's 7-0 Chiefs. The Seahawks get the ball back, and on 4 plays, they go 3 and out, but they would attempt a 4th and 3 at the KC 41, and it would be an incomplete pass from Geno Smith. It's a turnover on downs. The Chiefs, with that opportunity, would not do anything. They would run 4 plays and punt. This drive was followed by 3 straight 3 and out drives between the Chiefs and Seahawks. So absolutely nothing. So following all those punts, the Chiefs would go down and get a touchdown finally after a long time. This game is turning into a snooze fest. It's essentially just a carbon copy. Not really, but it had a very similar feel to that Rams game just a couple of weeks ago, where neither offense is really doing anything at all for the vast majority of the game, and you're just kind of like falling asleep on your couch watching it. But like a comfortable falling asleep, because your team has a pretty comfortable lead the whole time. The Chiefs get the touchdown. It's a Jerick McKinnon pass from Patrick Mahomes, and miraculously Harrison Butker gets the extra point as well. So it's 14-0 Chiefs. The Seahawks would get the ball back and do nothing with it, as they would run 6 plays and get stopped, and they would punt. Now, this is absolutely one of, oh my God, just absolutely one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is when people do this. When NFL level football players do stupid shit like this. And it happens way more than it should. At least on the Chiefs, it happens way more than it should. Seattle punts it. It hits the ground and starts rolling. And I had to research who did this because I've never heard of him. Number 43, his name is Jack Cochrane, might as well call him Jack Cochrane, based on the idiocy of this play. The ball rolling on the ground, just leave it alone. Just let Seattle pick it up themselves, just so they can down it, the play can be over. No, Jack Cochrane over here has to go and kick the fucking ball somehow. I don't know if he knew that his foot was about to kick the ball. I don't know if he knew that the ball was right there, but he fucking somehow kicks it. And thank God for Chris Lamons having a 100 IQ play, just a total heads-up play, has the ball kicked in his direction, and he picks it up and falls to the ground. Oh my God. So, Jack Cochrane, please don't ever suit up again. I don't know if you're only on the field during punts. I don't know what your deal is. I see that you're a linebacker, but dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're an idiot. You should be taught this stuff at the elementary school level when you're playing Pop Warner. And if you didn't learn it in Pop Warner, you should certainly have learned this in high school. Not college, Certainly not the NFL. I don't know what the hell was going through your mind, but that was just stupid. Stuff happens all the time where you have players trying to play hero, touching the ball. Just let it be, dude. Just let it be. Jesus Christ. So the Chiefs are fortunate enough to get the ball back on that play, and the Chiefs would go and get a field goal. It's a 47-yarder. Well, I couldn't believe Harrison Butker made this one, to be honest with you. It's 17-0 Chiefs. The Seahawks get the ball back with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the half, and they would go downfield slowly but surely. And with time winding down, after being stopped by the Kansas City D at the first and goal, the second and goal, the third and goal, second and third being on the Kansas City 3-yard line, would settle for a field goal. To end the half, it's a 22-yarder. That should be an absolute make every time. It's 17-3. The Seahawks are on the board for the first time in this game. The Seahawks received the ball to start the second half, and they would go 3 and out. Okay, well then it's followed with the Kansas City 3 and out. There's just absolutely no offensive movement happening at all. The Seahawks get the ball, they run 10 plays, waste 5.5 minutes, and they go for it on a 4th and 4, and it's a pass that just doesn't quite reach the first down marker. It's a turnover on downs. The Chiefs would get the ball back and punt. They would just go ahead and punt, okay? The Seahawks get the ball back, and they would do the exact same thing. They would go downfield, waste 4.5 minutes, and then go for it on a 4th and 8. They went for it on a 4th and 8. Talk about desperation. And the same exact thing happened. They just threw it too short, and they were tackled too short. And it's another turnover on downs. It's really interesting to me. It seemed like all game, Geno Smith, I don't know if it's Pete Carroll's play calling, I don't know what it was, but it seemed to me that all game long, the Seahawks just refused to throw for first downs. 3rd and long, we'll throw a screen. 4th down, let's just throw it short of the goal line and hope he makes a juke to get it. The Seahawks, I don't know what was with their play calling, but their offense looked terrible in this game. And I know they looked terrible because they made the Chiefs defense, which is nothing to be proud of, look like an all-star team. All-pro defense is what the Seahawks made the Chiefs D look like today. So it's a turnover on downs, and the Chiefs don't do anything. It's another 3 and out. The offense hasn't done anything to this point. And it's the 4th quarter right now. I know that Andy Reid's probably just calling a bunch of handoffs to just run the clock out, knowing that Seattle can't get anything going offensively. Just end the game already, man. It's cold. Everybody wants to go home. The stands are starting to clear early because everybody just wants to get out of the cold weather. And I guess that's what we were doing here. So then the Seahawks get the ball back. And on 2nd and 12 at the Kansas City 22, Geno Smith throws an interception to Juan Thornhill. I guess Goodwin just ran the wrong route because Thornhill was all alone with the football and just fell back on it in the end zone for touchback. And the Chiefs, good God, the Chiefs, they finally get the ball back. They finally get another touchdown for the first time in forever. It's only 5 plays. They get downfield pretty quickly. It's a Travis Kelce 20-yard pass. Then that's followed up with a 52-yard Travis Kelce pass. Then Isaiah Pacheco for 5 yards. And then they're at the Seattle 3 on 2nd and goal. And then Pacheco is stopped short, and then on 3rd and goal, Patrick Mahomes made one of the most remarkable quarterback dives you will ever see for the touchdown. Now, casual football fans on Twitter who think they know football but don't watch enough to know football are bitching about, oh, well, that, how is that a touchdown? That's not a touchdown. Newsflash, if it touches any part of the pylon while the ball carrier is in bounds, it's a touchdown. So yes, you can, in fact, barely tap the football on the outside part of the pylon as long as the ball carrier is in bounds. And that's exactly what happened. Patrick Mahomes, I really am stunned by how he pulled this off. I know your average troll accounts on Twitter, your 13-year-olds who just try to get likes by commenting the same unoriginal shit every week. Oh, you're just dick riding Mahomes, and oh, you're just that wasn't that special. He just dove for the pylon. Typical jealousy that you don't have Patrick Mahomes, but it is what it is. This was one of the most remarkable pylon dives I've ever seen. It's one of the most remarkable quarterback dives at the end zone I've ever seen. This guy, he dove and was able to squeeze out a couple of extra inches of his dive by keeping himself up with his left hand, barely touches the pylon from the outside of it, and that's a touchdown, my friends. Just a full-on stretch by Mahomes. It really is remarkable. Regardless of what anybody thinks, that is a remarkable play by Mahomes. And add it to his career highlights right now. Just go ahead and add it. The Seahawks get the ball back, and in 2 minutes, 10 plays, they're going quick. It's desperation. They get down to the 1st and goal at the Kansas City 6 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. and Noah Fant gets the touchdown from Geno Smith. So with 2 minutes left in the game, the Seahawks finally get their first touchdown of the game. The Chiefs get the ball back. They just try to run it out by handing off. And you know what's actually really interesting about this is they would have a 4th and 2 at the Seattle 36. They went for it. Kansas City went for it here at the Seattle 36. No, they didn't punt on 4th and 2 with the game all sealed up and just ready to count down the clock. They didn't go to Harrison Butker to kick a field goal from the Seattle 36. That's what happened. They did not trust Harrison Butker from the 36. Would have been like something like a 45-yarder, but they didn't trust Harrison Butker, and they went for it on 4th and 2. They didn't get it, of course, because they targeted Justin Watson, who at this point had 3 targets, 3 drops. Yeah, Justin Watson did not play good at all today. Let me take you back a little bit. In the first quarter, Mahomes went deep in the end zone for Justin Watson. It wasn't a perfect throw, but it was very catchable, and he just missed it. Then with 11 seconds left in the first quarter, on 3rd and 3, Mahomes threw a short pass up the middle to Justin Watson, whom dropped it, which forced the Chiefs to punt. And then, here we are again at the end of the game. It's a 4th and 2 at the 36 because you don't trust your NFL kicker to make a less than 50-yard field goal, which should be automatic for an NFL kicker. And you target Justin Watson again. And of course, he's going to drop it. Now, this was a little bit difficult. I won't lie. It wasn't perfect. The coverage was good by Seattle. It made it difficult for Watson to make a play on it. But still, given his record in this game when he's targeted, why the fuck would you even attempt to go to him to begin with? The guy can't catch a football. So it's a turnover on downs, and 4 plays ran. The final play was a 2nd and 1 of the 40, 15 seconds left. Geno Smith was sacked by Chris Jones. They had no timeouts left, and that was it. That was the end of the game. Kansas City holds on and wins this one. It was a 24-10 final, and I know that we called the Rams game a snooze fest, but there were 2 more points scored in that one. Then it's where it's actually just NFC West teams, I guess, are snooze fests to the Chiefs, other than, the 49ers and Cardinals. Those were good games for the Chiefs. But the Rams and now the Seahawks, it was pretty much the exact same outcome. Just an absolute falling asleep on the couch game for both teams. None of these teams could get anything going offensively. The Chiefs did decent, I guess. They're still not there offensively, and we're going to get the same thing in the post-game interviews. Oh, well, we just got to clean a few things up and we'll learn from it. They never do, and then they make the same mistakes every week. They still do stupid shit like kicking the football when Seattle's punting it and almost giving up a fumble there thanks to Cockring. I will say, though, Mahomes didn't have any interceptions. I don't think the Chiefs fumbled in this game, which would actually be an improvement. But, the Chiefs did play a clean football game. There were no turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions. So it was a clean game, and Kansas City was just the better team here. We knew that coming in, but were they going to show that? I guess they did. Still wasn't like a damning victory. It wasn't like, okay, yeah, we did what we're supposed to do. They punted so much, the Chiefs did. And I know the weather conditions were literally near unbearable today, making the football rock hard, and it makes it harder to throw, and you run the ball a lot more, but still, dude, there were so many punts from this Kansas City offense, and it's just a little bit, you don't want that come playoff time. So, I guess we'll see what happens, but my takeaways from the game is Justin Watson can't catch a football. The special teams is still really bad, and Dave Tobe, I'm convinced, does not coach these guys at all. He didn't coach Cockring to not kick the football when it was punted by Seattle. He doesn't coach Butker to not try. Yeah, by the way, let me just say, I feel like whenever Butker kicks a PAT or a field goal, he puts so much strength into it unnecessarily. It seems to me that he just tries to kick the damn thing as hard as he can. Like, he makes bets with his friends on the side, like, hey, I bet I can kick this football 70 miles an hour or some shit like that, right? It just seems like every single time he kicks the football, he cares more about the strength of it than the accuracy of it, and that's what leads to him missing these fucking PATs all the time. And even now, like, there were times in this game where he kicked it soft and it went like right down the middle, and it's like, dude, who are you trying to prove by kicking it as hard as you can? That's not what the NFL is about. It's not a competition who can kick it the fastest, who can kick it the hardest. Just make the goddamn field goals, make the goddamn PATs. How hard is it, dude? You're an NFL kicker. You don't need to prove anything to anybody by kicking it as hard as you can. That's just my observations. So yes, when Dave Tobe is not doing his job by telling Butker to stop kicking it so goddamn hard and missing PATs. He's not doing his job by telling Kadarius Toney, hey, maybe don't fair catch it at the 6-yard line. What the fuck is a 6-yard difference going to make for Mahomes? Why risk a muffed punt? Why not just take the risk of the reward of it, I don't know, bouncing into the end for a touchback? Why not just let the damn ball go? The special teams unit is so goddamn bad. Sky Moore, whenever he's put back there, he muffs the punts. Whenever McCole Harmon's back there, he muffs the punts. Even when you have guys like Kadarius Toney who are better at catching punts, they still fair catch it at the 6-yard line. They still have guys like Cockring who kick the ball for no goddamn reason. Just complete incompetence by the special teams. And it all spans from the coaching of Dave Tobe. It's been like this for a long time. For a long time, you've been concerned about the Chiefs muffing punts because they never improve from it. It continues to happen nearly every week. Nothing is done about fair catching within the 10-yard line when there's no reason to. You have Patrick Mahomes. A 6, 7, 8-yard difference is not going to fucking matter for Patrick Mahomes. Whether he starts at the 1-yard line or the 6-yard line, just let it go. Don't risk a muffed punt. You maybe even get a touchback out of it, depending on how the ball rolls. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. There's absolutely no reason that you should be fair catching it within the 10-yard line. That's just my opinion. So when it comes to the incompetence, the consistent incompetence of the special teams unit, I blame Dave Tobe. How is he still the special teams coordinator? I don't get it. He's clearly terrible if he can't fix mistakes that are fixed at the middle school level of football. Those are my takeaways. The Chiefs play the Broncos next week on New Year's Day, January 1st at Arrowhead, and based on how last game went, this game could really go either way. But I'm expecting a Chiefs W anyway. I will catch you in the next video. It's yours truly. Go Chiefs, baby. And hey, have a Merry Christmas. Peace out.